But now everyone is excited that the building that once housed Kennetville High School gets a new life, still educating the people inside. As school buses hit the road, schools in Allen County are teaming up to make sure everyone stops when the stop arm comes out. Most of the fields in our area have not been planted yet because it's simply too wet to get the equipment in. I'm not even in the mud puddle, and I've sunk down a couple inches. Fort Wayne Community Schools does have sidewalks around Wayne High School on its property, but as you can tell, those then have the property line. So kids then have to cross this ditch to get to the busy road. Since I started asking back in May, and that includes one request that I sent after the district sent out the 6-page press release outlining the project. Spirits are still high on the picket lines outside the General Assembly plant here in Southwest Allen County. Workers tell me that that's because they feel this strike is worth it, no matter how long it goes. About 4,000 UAW members are still standing the picket lines outside the Fort Wayne General Assembly day and night.
Nobody really wants to strike and interrupt their lives.
Leaders at UAW Local 2209 say the word from Detroit is slow progress is being made as negotiations continue.
I kind of thought we would work things out a little earlier.
Linda Albin has worked for GM for 3 years, and for her, this strike is worth every minute.
If we get things ironed out, I'll have a permanent position, and that's what a lot of us are shooting for.
Albin is one of about 700 temps working at the Fort Wayne truck plant.
It's important for me because there are no jobs in my town, so it's a long drive for me. I mean, there's no jobs that are comparable to this.
That town is Logansport.
Yeah!
Meaning Albin drives 66 miles just to get to work 6 days a week at a job where she's been a temp for 3 years.
These are your brothers and sisters, you know, and when one of us struggles with something, the other ones will band together and help them out. Woo!
Most people at work here and stuff, they just want a fair shake.
Chris Ailes is standing the picket line down the road at another gate. This is the second time he's been on strike in his 25 years with GM.
Everybody's just got to learn, you know, sometimes you just got to stand up and stand your ground, you know, or you fall for anything.
Woo!
Albin is looking forward to the day the strike is over and she can go back to work, especially knowing the plant will still be busy.
If we get this thing ironed out, a lot of us temps will have a job.
The sounds and signs of summer are all across town. For Oakdale Drive, the sound is now cars speeding down the narrow one-way street.
Our little quiet street's not quiet right now.
Crews are building the drop shaft at Rudisill and Broadway for the combined sewage overflow tunnel deep below Fort Wayne. This will protect raw sewage from dumping into the St. Mary's River near Foster Park, which the city says happens a lot here.
Bittersweet because the roads need improving and we knew the project was going to happen.
In the meantime, many people are cutting through neighborhoods, causing backups and frustrating residents like Nicole Viral. She says there are many kids in the neighborhood playing outside.
Keep the kids wrangled and, keep them safe because people just aren't considerate of the rules of the road right now.
Speeding seems to be often, but it's just with all the children, it's pretty, unsafe.
Neighbors say they're seeing a lot of people ignore these signs on these barricades and going the wrong way down these one-way streets.
Trying to turn around in traffic jams on our street and getting yelled at. I've seen a couple road rage incidents going on.
That's why Fort Wayne police have more officers patrolling the neighborhood. Just this week, many people were issued tickets, including this driver this afternoon.
It's challenging. A lot of people don't know where they're going. They'll learn. It's a learning curve.
However, the city reminds people it is just the first week and it will take drivers time to adjust and find their detours.
The streets are public and people can use public streets.
In the meantime, neighbors are getting ready for a long 10 months.
I think it's going to get really busy really fast.
Police brought a suspect out of those apartments after a standoff that lasted for several hours. People here in Topeka say it was the most exciting thing in town.
Nothing ever happens here. And then when something like that happens, you're like, oh, it's kind of cool because, you feel like you're in the movies.
Oh, it doesn't happen in Topeka. Oh, heavens, no.
Cindy Bard says police were staging in her backyard as they were in a standoff with 31-year-old Travis Fullington. The LaGrange County Sheriff says he stole this van and was spotted in Rome City this morning. Officers weren't able to stop him, so they tracked him to Topeka Trace Apartments. Bard says it's been the most exciting thing she's seen in a long time.
I haven't seen so much traffic on my street since I don't know when. Oh, the 4th of July maybe, but no, normally peaceful little Topeka.
The Indiana State Police SWAT team eventually went into the apartment to get Fullington, who was hiding in a refrigerator. Police say Fullington didn't live in the apartment, but Bard says she's been having issues with people who live in the complex.
I have had people out of that apartment trespass in my yard, and so our town police have been aware of this.
We saw somebody run through the backyard, and I was getting ready to head that way and figured I was going to have to yell at somebody else for trespassing.
Fullington is locked up in the LaGrange County Jail facing several charges, including car theft and resisting law enforcement. The LaGrange County Sheriff's Office says more charges could be filed. In Topeka, Cody Butler, Fox 55 News.